for as long as I can remember. I don't remember a time where I didn't want to go into medicine. You know, those letters that you write to yourself and like letter to your future self, all of them, I look back and it said, I'm going to be a doctor.
There's pictures of me, you know, in my little doctor hat for Halloween. I wanted to be a pilot when I was like 3, but...
I mean, baseball player was like number 1. Then when I stopped growing in like the 7th grade, from the beginning, it's just been a desire to serve the world in a way that I felt like aligned with my gifts. The answer was always medicine.
There's a poster that I did. I was, I guess, a child actor for like one debut, and I had a white coat on and a stethoscope around my neck. It was posted in the local hospital where my dad worked, and it says, in 20 years, I'll be a doctor.
My dad's dad was a doctor back in India, and so I think that's part of the reason why my family was always so interested in science. After dinner, sitting with my parents and watching all the novas, I wanted to help people, like this vague idea, you should do good, right? That's what my parents always told me, just help people do good in the world. So medicine seemed like a perfect fit.
When they had you kind of draw a picture of what you wanted to be when you grew up, I think me drawing a doctor from the very beginning was a thing. I started playing football in 7th grade, and I was pre-med in college, came out of college, went to the combine, and then got picked up by the Lions. But it wasn't, at the end of the day, fulfilling for my life, for what I really wanted to do. Coming back to school and fighting through kind of adversity in the academic setting was new to me and showed me that I'm a fighter and I'm here for the long haul.
Coming from a family that no one was in healthcare, no one knew how the journey would go. When I was about 5 or 6, I got a doctor's set. I was so excited because it came with a pair of scrubs, and I got to put them on, and it was like one of my favorite Christmases because I always knew that's what I wanted to do. The moment I truly knew orthopedics, we do traction pins here, and he let me be involved in actually putting the traction pin in, and from that moment I was like, this is what I want to do, which sounds like a bad person, but...
With every patient encounter as a 3rd year on pediatrics, it was the fact that I was never tired.
I was just having a blast, and other people were dreading it. I was like, what's going on here?
My mom is from Shanghai. She immigrated here when she was in her 20s. And in China, there's a very hush-hush mentality around women's health topics, and the intro to OBGYN, to have conversations with patients that are just so vulnerable and true and raw, I think was just so amazing to see, and something that I wish I had growing up. I knew that's who I wanted to be for all of the women that I could take care of in the future. This is what I'm supposed to do, and I, hopefully we'll be able to do it in a couple months.
For everyone, this moment of matching is one of the biggest days of their lives. We work so hard, and this is the culmination of that.
At least 8 years of hard work. For many people, it's even longer, decade plus of their lives that they've committed to basically this exact moment, this one envelope.
What happens on match day is going to shape what life looks like for my family. It feels like there's an adventure.
How both excited we are to find out where we're going to spend our next couple of years, but also the fact that we're going to have to leave our friend groups and seeing each other every day.
One of my first memories of medical school, they played last year's match day video. They're so old and so mature, and they have their life together, and that just seems so far away. And I blinked and it's my match day.
It's just an achievement not only for me but for my family. I'm really excited to be able to act on, the values that they instilled in me, and that very simple mission of just doing good.
My mom's from Vietnam. She came over when she was a child, and so everything I do in my life really is for both my mom and my dad. Going to college, playing football, going to med school, I want to make my parents proud, and so the life I live is really a testament of the sacrifices that they made for me.
My parents moved here younger than I was. At this age, not much to their name, and they put in so much hard work, harder work than I feel like I could ever do, honestly.
On the hard days of med school, they're the ones I talk to and reach out to, and they're the ones that encourage you to keep going.
It's been hard. Moving to St. Louis is the first time that I moved away from home. I grew up in Columbus. I went 20 minutes away to Ohio State, and this is the first time that I left my family and my friends and all the sacrifices they made and all the work that they've put into my education and supporting me.
I'm going to the couples match. You're kind of waiting to hear whether or not you can kind of start your lives together. If we end up matching to different cities, then we'll be living apart. I met my partner during orientation week, Family Feud orientation game, and we just happened to be on the same team 10, 15, 20 years down the road. When I'm thinking about med school, it's going to be thinking about when I met her. It was amazing for me.
Fear and excitement and literally my childhood dream and what I've wanted for as long as I can remember.
Medical school certainly does give you perspective on the totality of life and the joys that come with it and some of the greatest sorrows that come with it. And for me, being at the beginning of my career, the origin of my new family that I've started, there's just been this overall sense of gratitude. It feels like I have perspective that I didn't have before, and I'm going to continue to grow in that perspective, and I feel grateful that I've gotten that through my time at SLU.